How we doing, YouTube? Stevie here. 4:29 about. I was going to say it's almost 4:29 on the time clock too. April 29th. About 4:45. Stuck up here in Chicago traffic. Just horrific. Chicago drivers are terrible. They notch around to get 3 spots ahead just to have to notch back in. A Chicago driver would let somebody die in the street before they were courteous. That's probably an overstatement. A lot of the Chicago drivers are courteous, but there's a huge percentage that will notch, cut in front of, just not considerate drivers. And they make such a mess of any time there's a spot where you have to merge in or merge out. They are just horrendous. It's not in my Christian nature to hate, and it's not Christian to hate. So I'm going to be cautious and try not to hate the people. But my level of hatred for this situation is off the charts. I haven't moved probably in 5 minutes. Otherwise, I wouldn't do this video if I was driving. But since I'm really not driving, I don't think it's a big deal. If moving a mile in about an hour, 30 minutes anyway, closer to the hour than 30 minutes. If that's driving, well, I guess I'm guilty. They're just terrible. They are the worst mergers. There's no doubt about that. When it comes to merging in and out, they are by far the worst. Worse than Atlanta. Atlanta's terrible. But Chicago is number one. And anyway, so yeah, it was gonna be pretty okay. It was an okay start to the week, but then, as usual, it just turned to crap. I tried to do a couple videos. I tried to film one yesterday a couple times, and the one time I was in a bad area, and when it went to upload, it all got mucked up. When I was in the process of putting the titles and everything on it. And then I think that, I don't know if I did one over the weekend or not. I was going to do one, and then I got pretty busy, and when I left my shipper, which was another issue, I had right at 3 hours on my time clock, a little over 3 hours. I will be lucky. I was in, where was I? Madison? Where the heck was that place at? Melrose Park. I was thinking I'd get out of here and get down to... I wouldn't have made it to... I could have possibly made it to Cayuga if everything went absolutely perfect. But I could at least got south of Kentland. And now I'd be surprised if I get to Markham. And part of the problem stems from the trailer that I had that I was going to go get loaded had a little hole in it. I don't know how it got it. They said there was 2. I don't know if there was 2 or not. There was 1. And this product is a food grade product. Can't get wet. Well, most products, they don't want to get wet. If you put it in a dry van, you don't prefer it not to get wet. But on top of that, this is a food grade product, so they're pretty strict on that. So I delivered this morning on time, early. I was early, about 45 minutes early, maybe an hour, 45 minutes to an hour early on my receiver this morning. And I knew they was going to give me one of these loads that they did my reload. I just knew because it was pretty close. And I said, them guys are going to give me one of them, I bet. Because I wasn't going to work today, but after this, I got some stuff I needed to do at home. But, I was out of that other place so fast, they got me in and out of there in it wasn't even a half hour. So I'll bounce over there to this Carry Ingredients and get loaded, and then I'll be pretty good shot getting down to almost. Well, I could have made it Evans, but I couldn't have got to the receiver, but I could have got really close. And I'd have been in Evansville. I just couldn't have made that last 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I was going to run out of time. And I sat there. Now I was a little early. I was 2 hours early, actually. But a lot of times they'll squeeze us in if there's room. Well, there wasn't room. So I sat there 2 hours for them to reject that trailer. 2 hours and 15, 20 minutes. You can come out. Oh, no, you can't load this trailer. Just go get another one, he said, and we'll load you. We'll load you when you come back. It's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. I wasn't going to tell him that. It wasn't his problem. The guy, the shipper. So I get on Viber and I call back to Ukraine, and they're like, well, here, I'll give you an address. It's 10 miles away. The address of another place you can go trade trailer. I said, where is it at? He said, 10 miles away. Well, 10 miles away on the northwest side of Chicago is, well, I'll tell you exactly what it was. An hour and 25 minutes to do that, to drive that 10 miles there, 10 miles back, and drop a trailer and hook up a trailer. An hour and about 25 minutes. Then I get back to Cary, and there was nobody there when I got there. Nobody in the dock. Do you think they loaded me fast? No. Hour and a half. So now I'm 3 hours later in the day, which gets me in afternoon Chicago traffic. The rush hour traffic over here on 294. It's just as bad. Trucking is just as miserable as it's probably better than prison. I will give it that. I'm going to say that trucking is better than prison, barely. At least you don't have traffic in prison. It is just miserable. This whole thing is just miserable. The trucking industry, people you have to deal with, the traffic, the dispatchers, the trucking companies. I can't find a good thing in trucking anymore. That should tell you they probably need to get out of it. If you can't find anything good about it, that means you probably should get out of it. Which I think is exactly what I need to do. Because this is just flat miserable. I've gotten to the point where I just hate everything. I hate trucking. I hate everybody I got to deal with in trucking. A lot of them are very nice. A lot of people are very nice. But there's so many that are so terrible. It's just terrible. That's all I'm going to say. It's just terrible. If you could do anything else than trucking, I would suggest doing it. That's how terrible it is. All right, everybody. God bless. Maybe tomorrow will be better. I doubt it, but maybe. Probably not. Not if you're in trucking anyway. We'll talk soon.